Good afternoon. If I look a little bit tired today, it's because I'm on night. It's night. I'm going into night five. Um, I'm out at the rig. This is my job. I'm currently working a stretch just 7 days. Well, 7 nights, I guess. I start work at 5:30 p.m. and I work all night until 6 a.m. So I'm going into night five, and I don't get a lot of sleep during the day when I'm working nights. Anyway, if I look tired, that's part of the reason. Today's topic is going to be quite a bit different than anything I've talked about in the past. Typically, I talk about the cows, the ranch, feeding, work, whatever it may be. I do try to hit on some other topics, but this one's quite a bit different than the others. With all that said, we'll find out together how this goes. My topic today, or my question is, can we trust our government? There are so many things in the recent past. I won't even go back to stuff that's further back, but there are so many things in our just our recent past, the last couple of years, that I feel that we need to start trying to hold our government accountable, because there are things that they have just outright lied to us about, and I don't understand the reason they would do that. It just isn't logical, other than they're trying to keep themselves out of a pickle, which so far has actually not happened. They've clearly been found to be lying, straight out lying, and I don't understand the purpose of that. Doesn't matter, I guess. Some of the things that I would say are really clearly obvious, and let me say that this post may be banned or removed or whatever because of some of the things I'm going to say or the topics I'm going to talk about. But the first thing I'd like to talk about is like COVID-19. Um, they originally stated that this virus came from a wet market, that someone had purchased a bat and were going to cook that bat and eat it, and that's where COVID-19 came from. Never mind the fact that just a block away, there's a lab that's doing research on this exact type of virus. Don't worry about that. This virus came from a wet market. Somebody ate a bat, and that's how COVID got started. Um, I I understand now why they try to deter us and give us this false information, um, because clearly we were giving money to this lab to conduct that kind of research. I get it. I understand. Some people may call me a conspiracy theorist, but in all actuality, all of this has become known as fact. So how I'm a conspiracy theorist or even passing false information um, is um, I just don't know how they can present that as mis or false information. Originally, Dr. Fauci said masks won't work, um, that they would be ineffective in preventing the spread of the virus. Shortly after, he decided to change his mind, and that yes, we should all mask and everyone should mask all the time. And it doesn't really matter what kind of mask, but just everyone needs to wear a mask, and maybe two or three masks. Everyone should wear lots of masks. Whereas we found later that it's scientifically false that these masks were actually helping. There are masks that will help. The N95 will help tremendously, but just some cotton rag over your mouth where it gets wet from your breath and then you talk and it spreads, and it's ineffective in that sense. Um, I think that it's more important that they come out with the facts rather than just giving random parts of facts, or well, we're going to say that this works and everybody just needs to do this. Right along with that was this 6 foot rule. Um, Everyone's got to maintain a distance of 6 feet. They they've come out now and they've said that that was just randomly pulled out of the air. There's studies shown that a sneeze or communication to vapor or whatever from your breath speaking will travel over 20 feet. So the 6 foot rule was just some random number pulled out of the air and just forced upon us. That's the easiest way for me to say it. Um, some of my frustration with that, and like I said, this video will probably get removed, is that your local mom and pop convenience store slash grocery store, that had to be shut down. That had to be shut down. Whereas they probably got very little traffic through there, very few people through that store. But Home Depot, that could stay. The bar down the road, that can stay open. You need to blow off a little steam, relax, calm out. No worries, that can stay open. I'm not opposed to any of these staying open. My frustration is that they decided to you couldn't go to church. That is absolutely off limits. Don't go to church. Even if the church has come up with a system that they can broadcast using FM signal, FM radio, and you can sit in your car with your family away from everyone, away from others, and you literally sit in the parking lot and listen to the sermon. That was unacceptable. Do not do that. That is unacceptable, and they arrested people for that. Um, I don't go to church regularly, but freedom of religion is a core principle that we have in this country, and I think that was abused. Something else that was false information that is completely that was that was completely based on politics itself were the Hunter Biden laptop. The FBI came out and said, nope, this is false information. It is completely bogus. Told Facebook and told several other social media outlets, nope, if this comes up, this is false information. This is misinformation. Shut that information down. Just that our federal government was linked that tightly with social media outlets, whether it be um, Instagram or Facebook, YouTube, whatever, is frustrating enough. But that they outright lied and told these social media outlets that it's false and to shut that information down frustrates me. Um, they had a group of 51, 52 prominent intelligence figures, whether they'd been past agents or leaders in agencies or whatever. They all come out and signed this document that says, no, this is Russian propaganda. This is false information. It's all bogus. Don't worry about it. Lo and behold, we come and find out later that, well, yeah, it was the Hunter Biden laptop and it was legit and all the things on it are legit. Um, but we were mistaken. It's all BS. They knew from the very beginning, they knew that this laptop was Hunter Biden's laptop and that all the information that was coming out about it was legit. Why would they hide that? Why would they hide that? Because it's all politically motivated. They didn't want this bad news to come out before the election for President Biden. Um, I think that our intelligence agencies and our government in general needs to be honest with us. This protecting one so that everything is good with them is great, but oh, we're gonna throw and create all these lies about another person just to ensure that one remains in office or gets into office, or the other one gets tossed out of office, and then all kinds of other stuff happens. Our government agencies shouldn't be on this side or that side of either side of politics. Our government agencies, the FBI, CIA, DEA, ICE, on and on, need to be neutral. That they're designed to be neutral so that they don't come after your party or my party or you because you're part of that party or whatever. They need to stay out of that. They need to use the facts only and base all investigations on the facts they have. They shouldn't base the information coming out on what party it affects or what party you're affiliated with. It needs to be all open and honest and direct to the people. These agencies now, many of these agencies, Congress, you'll hear heads of state, whether it's Secretary of Defense or whatever, Homeland Security, whatever. That why doesn't anyone trust the FBI? Why don't the people trust our government agencies anymore? And it's very simple. You've lied to us at every turn. You've politicized and weaponized every agency there is, and you're literally not. Recently in one of the hurricanes, North Carolina, people were really in a bad way, stranded and that kind of thing, and the leadership from FEMA who was in that local area at that time literally said, if they have a Trump sign in their yard, bypass that house, go to the next house, give the next house aid. But if they are clearly Trump supporters, don't support them, don't give them any aid. What kind of crap is that? What is going on? Why in the world would you pass any house due to any political affiliation? You're there to help the people, not a political party. You're there to help the people. I I, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. How am I supposed to support and believe and have faith in my intelligence agencies or law enforcement, federal law enforcement agencies? How am I supposed to have faith in them when they're doing things like this? Another bunch of information that I still don't believe, and call me a conspiracy theorist, that's fine. You have Jeffrey Epstein. He's in custody. He's been on suicide watch. They just take him off suicide watch, put him in his own cell and he's in this pod, and then the officers, the night officers, decide that well they don't need to check on any of the inmates at that night. They're not going to do any of their routine checks or anything like that. One is going to sleep, one's going to check the internet and whatever, watch YouTube, who knows. And coincidentally, at the same time, the cameras on that pod and in that area stop working. Oh, there's a bug, a flaw. Oops, that night they don't work that night. Boy, we better get somebody in here to fix those cameras now. And then he hangs himself with a sheet where there's really nothing to hang himself from. Um, it may have happened just like that. But I'm not a big believer in coincidences. I'm not a big believer in, oh, the both guards decided they weren't going to do any checks tonight. They're just going to hang out in their office and they're not going to do anything. And oh, by the way, the cameras don't work. When things start coming up like that, coincidence after coincidence after coincidence, it doesn't pass the sniff test to me. It's like my kids lying to me that they didn't eat all the cookies. Well, there's the lid of the cookie jar is off and there's crumbs over to where you're now sitting. You have cookie crumbs on your face, but you didn't eat all the cookies? Wait, you haven't had any cookies. The jar is open, there's crumbs there in front of you, and you have crumbs on your face, but you didn't eat any cookies? That's something a 3-year old would try to pass on to you. I, I can't believe it. I'm sorry. It's ridiculous. Another would be that for the last several years, everybody in this administration has been saying, nope, Biden is on top of his game. He is sharp. He is pointing things out that nobody's thought of. Everyone asks him a question, he's got the answer. Bang! He's on his game. No one said anything otherwise. He's top notch. He is running circles around everybody in the office. And then we see him on the stage doing a simple question, and he can't remember even where the hell he is or what he's talking about. I mean, zero. Talk about word salad. There was stuff coming out of there that was bizarre as hell. And I'm sorry for my language, but it just, he had no idea what he was talking about. The commentators had no idea. As a matter of fact, the commentators even stopped him. Well, thank you very much, President Biden, trying to shut him up so he doesn't continue. They're selling us this list of goods, and it's all false. It's all BS. They told us was I don't know, maybe 2 summers ago, that this balloon drifting across the country we started seeing it. People started visually seeing it in Montana. It's literally just north of where I live. They started seeing this balloon going across the country. It's low enough that it stands out. It's very obvious it's a balloon. So what does the administration tell us? Don't worry about it. It's no problem. It's a weather balloon. Nothing to worry about. Then they shoot it down off the East Coast after it crosses all of our country, all of our military bases, gathering all this information. They shoot it down. Oh, wow, it's a Chinese balloon and it's got all kinds of intelligence gathering stuff attached to it. And we didn't think that was it. We thought it was a weather balloon. Maybe some hobbyists, maybe that was their balloon. Come on, guys, I'm not an idiot. Let's be honest here. If you've got a good reason you can't shoot it down, okay, I get that we can't just go lobbing missiles at this thing and where are they going to land? I get it. I get it. But we've got to be able to come up with a better solution, and we've got to be open with the people that this is not ours. It's not a weather balloon. It's not a hobbyist. We believe it's Chinese or Russian, has a nefarious plans. They're going to try to go over military posts, and we're going to try to solve this to the best of our ability. Okay, I can deal with that. Pissed off? Maybe. Yep. I'm angry that it's doing it, but I'm not angry at our government. I'm angry at China for doing it. Be honest with us, and you'll find that you have the support of the American people. You lie to us, and you're going to find that we don't believe anything you have to say. Unfortunately, I'm at the point now that I just, there's very little I believe. What do I what do I believe, or why should I believe what you're telling me? It's very clear that you're not telling me the truth regularly. Another point would be the drones that people are seeing all over the country. They're seeing them in New Jersey. They're seeing them now in different states. I know that this story has died, and I'm behind the ball on this. I'm not trying to keep up with the current fads. I'm just trying to point out um, the information that they're giving us. We do know factually that generals and commanders of posts in Germany and a couple of other nations, the UK, several posts and military bases across America, the commanders have said that yes, we have drones going across our air bases or our military bases regularly. We have no recourse. Their hands are tied on what they can do about these things. Okay, I understand that. I mean, again, we can't just go lobbing missiles at drones in the middle of Arizona. I understand that. I get it. But at least they're being honest and they're telling us what's happening, what they're seeing. What I would say is we need to develop something very quickly, whether that be some sort of an EMP device that shoots out a short blast, knocking out electronics, something like that. I think that we should have already had that if we don't have it already. I think that should be available, and whether that be attached to a helicopter, a Black Hawk, or whatever, something that we can use to blast this EMP burst and knock down the electronics of these things so we can get to the bottom of it. I think that we need to understand what they are. Our government telling us that, oh, we don't have any idea what they are. They could be drones, they could be helicopters, they could be this, but don't worry, it's fine. They're not going to hurt you. They're completely harmless. Wait a minute. Do you know what they are? You said you don't know what they are, but then you're going to tell me it's completely harmless? It, if you don't know what it is, how can it be harmless? How can that be? I don't understand how you link A to B in that situation. I don't understand it. I just don't understand it. Recently, we've had a couple of terrorist attacks, if you will. Um, Someone who we know has been radicalized drives down the sidewalk or whatever in Bourbon Street, killing 15 people, injuring numerous other people. The first thing that we discover is that there was an ISIS flag in the vehicle, the truck or whatever. But the FBI took that down and has been basically hiding that information or attempting to hide that information. And immediately the FBI comes out and says, no, this was not a terrorist attack. It was just some lone random guy just doing whatever. Well, come to find out later that, well, yes, it was a terrorist attack. He had been radicalized by Islam or whatever it may be. And now the truth comes out. Why are they hiding this information? What do they have to gain by hiding this information? I get it that their priority message, the message that they want to portray to all of America, is that the white radical nationalist, that's America's biggest threat. I get that. I understand that's what they're trying to sell us on, but that's not what the attack was. That's not what it was. We just need to be honest and open about what is actually happening, what we're seeing on the ground, and quit trying to BS people and just tell the freaking truth. We need to hold these people accountable. I think we all need to do more to hold our government accountable. Talk to our legislators. Tell them, we're tired of being lied to. Many people are afraid to call their legislator. Your legislator works for you directly. They need to hear. They need to hear your thoughts. They are just making decisions on their own beliefs and what they're getting from their constituents. Constituents need to talk to him and say, hey, this whole drone story isn't adding up. I want information. I want to know what's actually going on. It takes nothing. You jump on the internet, you look up House of Representatives, and it'll tell you who your representatives are. You will have It will give you a phone number, it will give you email, it will give you all kinds of ways to contact your representatives. Same thing for the Senate. You look up the Senate, federal senators. It will tell you who the senators are. You should have two for your state. One may cover one district and one may cover another district. In my state, because the lack of population, we have two senators that cover basically the whole state. We can talk to either one of them. Um, Nonetheless, email them. If you're afraid to call them, okay, I get it. I mean, you're calling someone out of the blue that you have questions, you want to answer, but you don't want a confrontation. Okay, no problem. Shoot them an email. Tell them, this story with the drones is really strange. They're telling us they don't exist, but that there's no threat to us. Call them, text them, email them, whatever it may be. But we need to start holding our government accountable. They work for us. They've Things have changed to the point now that these agencies believe that they are in charge and that we are just the peasants that they rule over. But that's not how it works. All of these agencies, everything was created for the people to keep us safe and secure. Um, I just hope that people will start getting a hold of their legislators, your representatives, your senators, and telling them how you feel. I don't care what political party you're part of. I don't care how you're affiliated. I don't care your race, religion, ethnicity, whatever it may be. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. What I do want is people to start holding our government accountable. We've got to do what we can to tell our representatives that this is unacceptable. We want the truth. We want to know what's going on. We all understand that they can't give all the details in, say, a crime such as the truck thing. I get that. We can't get all of that information because it's an ongoing investigation. They may not give us parts of it because those details would only be known by the people involved in the incident or whatever it was. They may not be able to give us all that information, but they can give us the truth. This was a terrorist attack. We believe that there may be more people involved. There may not be more people involved, but there may be more people involved. I just hope that everyone will start to try to I hope everyone will start getting a hold of their legislators, their representatives, people in their direct chain of politics, and start telling them we want people to be honest with us and tell us what's going on. That's enough rambling. I've rambled a bunch. You guys, I hope you have a wonderful day and try to stay warm. I know it's getting cold out there. Thank you very much.